Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you are. So, today my topic is a process audit. Before I get to what is process audit, let's understand what is audit and how many types of audits are there. Generally, in any manufacturing industry, there are three types of audit. The one is system audit, process audit, and product audit. The product audit is basically auditing the product whether it is fulfilling the customer requirement once it is manufactured, and the system audit is basically auditing the system whether it is capable to produce the right quality of the product or product as per the requirement of the customer or customer satisfaction, whatever it is. And generally it is like a quality management system audit. But the process audit is basically we have to see the capability of that particular process, whether the process is capable to get the desired results. Now, why the process audit is required if we have the product audit and system audit? That is what I'm going to address in this recording. So before we again in detail, let's understand what is process. ISO 9000 talks about the process approach, and it's very simple. Every process is basically a set of interrelated activities, or it is a set of either interrelated or interlacing activities. It has an input, it has an output. The input is basically what are the resources required into the process, and output is basically the result of the process, maybe the product. Let's say a simple example, if you are making a tea, if you are making the tea, then the input could be the ingredients required for the tea, that is the tea itself, the sugar, the water and the milk, whatever it is, plus the heating elements, whatever we need, the pot, and the output is the tea. There are certain support systems in the process, which is a procedure. A procedure is basically a guideline for the people who are carrying out the process. It is a specified way to carry out an activity or a process. It may be documented, it may not be documented. Then there are certain monitoring and measurement opportunities which is applied before processes, that is on the inputs, during the process and after the process. And this process is measured in terms of effectiveness and efficiency. Effectiveness is basically ability of that process to achieve the desired results, and efficiency is basically the results achieved versus the resources used. So if you look at again these processes, back in these processes, there are two elements we talked about. One is the primary elements, which is input, resources, sequential steps, which is actual process, and desired output. And the supporting elements are basically procedure, the training, metrics on which the processes are monitored and measured. So these are the basically two elements which comes. And let's see why the process is required. When we again coming back to the process, one, what is process? Is it only into the manufacturing? No. A process is applicable everywhere. Right from manufacturing of a cake at home or making a tea at home to making a product in the industry. Every process has always a scope of improvement. A continual improvement can be desired. What is continual? I'm not talking about continuous. Continuous is a standard rate of improvement. Continual means you improve something, sustain it, and again improve it. There could be the defect arising out of processes, which we might say process failure. A defect can come only when there is a process failure. And also we might be looking at whether we have to see the process is adequate or are we getting the results as desired. So any of these areas, if we want to assess, we need to audit the processes. We have to audit the process with a view of improving the process, or maybe we have some failures, some defective products which are caused because of the process failures. In such cases also, we need to do the process audit. We might have to check whether our process is getting the desired results. Just as a validation, then also we need to do the process audits. When we talk about the process audits, it's very easy. Conventionally, maybe somewhere since 2011, the process auditors are following the turtle diagram. What is turtle diagram? We have seen what is process. When we see what is process, we know these are the primary elements starting from the input to the actual process and the output. So when we look at these primary elements, it's very easy. The turtle, the head is the input. The input we can always assess from where we are getting the inputs, who is monitoring that input, what are the quality requirements of those inputs. We can get into the actual processes and we can look at the output, whether the output is which position the output is coming, who is getting the output, are these people are trained enough. All these are the primary elements. We can go back and question step by step, and this turtle diagram is traditionally considered as a diagram for process auditing. Then we look at the four legs of the turtle. The first, what are the resources we have used apart from the raw material? The resources could be, if I take the example of making a tea, maybe we can take what are the things, whether we are taking the proper tea. If somebody wants a green tea and we are using the normal leaf tea, it's not going to help. So whether the proper input is taken, whether the adequate amount of milk is taken, or green tea doesn't require milk, so why we are taking the milk, the water, whether it is properly heated, all these things are in the input. What is resources is basically apart from raw material. Whether we are, how are we going to heat the water, what temperature we are heating, are we boiling or only heating? These are the things which we talk about the resources. The second leg talks about the procedure, the method and documentation, how the things are done. As we have seen, the supporting activity for the process is one of the procedure. Procedure is basically a specified way. It's a guideline. It's a guideline on how the particular activity is being carried out. And these are the things which we are going to do and check whether each and every activity has been carried out properly as specified into the procedure. That is what is the second leg. Third leg is who is doing this process. Who are the people responsible in carrying out these processes? And are these people are trained enough to carry out? Are they skilled enough to carry it out? And the last leg which we have seen is basically the process has two metrics to monitor, which is the effectiveness and efficiency. And these are the results which we see, how the performance indicators has been defined and how the performance indicators has been assessed and monitored, and whether this is giving the adequate information about the standard, whether the process is validated properly or it is providing the desired results. And this is how the process audit is done. But recently, with the revision of ISO, what has come out, this particular turtle diagram is missing two bigger elements. One element is what are the risks associated with this process, and the second element is what are the improvement opportunities available. And definitely this is how the turtle diagram is becoming inadequate, because if you have to add these two elements to the turtle diagram, you cannot add two more legs to this turtle. Simple reason, the turtles for the millions of years are having only 4 legs. So that is where Sober Bob has come up with a beetle diagram in 2018. What it says, it has exact outline with the clauses of ISO. What you see is 4.4.1a. This is the ISO 9000 2018 clause, and this is where it's a very nice way of taking any process. Again, the primary elements remains the same. First, determine the inputs and outputs, that is the head and tail of the beetle. Determine and check whether the inputs has been taken in a correct quantity, has it been tested properly for the quality? Has it been taken in a way and proper proportion as required? And check the output is having the desired results or not. If not, the process is not performing adequately. Then come the first leg, which is determining the criteria and the methods of the process, how the process has been carried out, what is the SOPs followed, what is the procedure. And then comes the resources required. That's the second leg. The second leg will talk about the what are the resources, what quantities, how it is taken. The third leg comes about the assigning the responsibilities and authorities of the people, whether these people have been adequately trained, whether they are having the proper SOPs in hand, who is authorized to take the decision, who is responsible to carry out these processes. The fourth leg is the evaluation of the process. How are we going to evaluate and measure this process? How are we going to check whether the process has been ensuring the desired monitoring and measurement aspects? And then comes the new two legs which is added here. The one is with the risk and opportunities. What are the risks associated with the process? Address those, whether this risk has been addressed properly, risk analysis is done and not done. That auditor can check in the process audit. And the last leg and the sixth leg is the improvement opportunities we have with the particular procedures. Whether anything which we can do, everything running fine, we are getting the desired results, all these other legs are okay, but still, do we have any opportunities to improve further? That part is been assessed with this 6, which talks mainly about the 5S, lean concept, 6 sigma or any other. So when we look at this diagram, a process auditor can actually go, and this process audit we can do anywhere. It's not necessarily we have to do only in the context of manufacturing, but even in our day-to-day life, if we are not having a desired results with some process which we carry, because any activities, any n number of activities interrelated with each other is also a process. Maybe something is bothering us, we can go back, we can try to write down step by step and see, okay, these are the things which is step, what are the inputs, what are the outputs, and just evaluate those process based on this 6 criteria, 6 legs. And definitely you will find lot of opportunities for improvement. You will find lot of issues getting resolved, and if nothing is there, it's a validation of the process. Thank you. If you like this concept, please do subscribe to my channels on Facebook, on YouTube. Thank you very much.